I can bend like my big toe all the way back so it touches
Don't
top of my
believe you.
foot.
We need to see it right now.
Let's see. How do I?
Oh shit. Oh, how is that possible? I can only do this.
What is the camera angle? I can do that too.
Oh, f off, Marie. Okay.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa! I did not.
What? Ooh, ooh, and we're back. The coffee kicked in.
Just look down on me the whole time and be like, and this question that I'm giving to you is what director from the 1920s?
Which director from the 1920s is this his fourth film that he's ever done in America?
From movies to video games, welcome to Marie Plays It All. Today's episode is Late to the Game. I blinked!
You blinked. Yes, I won.
Do it!
Why are my eyes like red?
Because we're trying to keep our eyes open. Wait. Okay, what am I saying? Oh, yeah. Late to the Game, where my co-host, Lieutenant Dan, Lieutenant Dan, forces me to watch movies that I embarrassingly haven't seen.
Forced you.
I used to say popular movies, but some of the movies you've given me aren't like as popular. So now you say,
You know what? They're popular to my heart, Marie, okay? And the movies that
I'm
I'm
not saying
making you watch are popular, but you've never even seen them. So
I'm not criticizing.
you are criticizing the shit out of me right now, and I'm not going to stand here and take it.
You're gonna make me squeeze Data's head off now. I'm just what do we do in Marie Plays It All, Daniel? I mean,
At
Late to
Marie
the Game,
Plays It
Daniel.
All. Late to the game. Now we're doing it again. Late to the game, where I force Marie to watch great critical Daniel approved movies that she embarrassingly hasn't seen. And I get to ask her a series of questions before she watches the movies. And then we come back, revisit, see how right and how wrong she was, where we will then see and figure out if she'll play it back or she'll rage quit that motherfucker. So the movie that we have for today is a movie that I think you're going to kind of know a little bit about, but I can almost guarantee that you've never seen it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it. You might have seen it, but Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, no, I've never seen it.
Yeah. Here we go. We got a good one.
I've never seen it.
And I'm assuming you know some things about it.
I think I know a couple people that are in it, and I think it's like about the mob.
Let's see. You're wrong about the first actor you have in mind. You're right about the second actor.
We'll see.
Pop quiz, hot shot. First question.
Very nice.
What is the movie about, Marie?
Okay, the movie is about the mob, the Italian mob.
Not to be confused with the Danish mob.
They're ruthless. So yeah, and then it's just gonna be mob stuff, just a generic mob movie. And there's gonna be like a dawn, and there's gonna be like some happenings and some murders, and there's gonna be like it's like, how could you do this to the family? And there's gonna be all this stuff like that.
It's not like you're just describing Godfather,
which I also have never seen.
We know that. So okay, so you think that they're okay? You got to give me a story though, other than just generic scenes. So are we following a mobster? Is it his rise in the mafia? Is he the Don? Is he going against the Don? Is it somebody outside of the mafia that's battling the mafia? Like, what's going on?
I feel like there's going to be some people in the mafia who are going to, they're going to be like, yeah, I don't want to do this mob stuff anymore, and they're going to start working for the cops, and they're going to be like insiders in the mob.
It's gonna be rats.
Yeah, they're going to be dirty, rotten rats. Yeah,
dirty, rotten rats. So it's about a mafia. So it's a group of mafia people that leave the mafia and are now working for the feds.
And they're still like undercover working, and they're the Goodfellas.
They're the good fellas. They're not the bad fellas.
No, not the bad fellas. They're the good fellas.
Got it.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
I like that. So it adds a lot of trauma. Are they going to get discovered? Are they not? Right. That's the drama.
That's involved. We'll see.
We'll see. You'll let us know by the end of these questions. Who are the two biggest actors in this movie?
Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta. Is it wrong?
Okay.
There's another bigger person?
Yeah,
There's
there's a
another
bigger
bigger
person, but
Ray
yeah.
Ray Liotta's in it. I'm pretty sure he's in it. That meme where he's like laughing hard at the bar. Is that from Goodfellas? I ask rhetorically. Well, I'm gonna say those two. There's probably someone bigger. There's probably like Al Pacino or some shit.
Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci,
Joe
and Al
Pesci.
Pacino or some shit
Yeah. Mhm.
is your final answer. Got it. Okay. How does Tommy DeVito get whacked?
Call me DeVito. Okay.
Tommy DeVito. Civitavecchia.
What's that?
A fun Daniel fact. Want to hear another one? I
Hmm.
went backpacking in Europe after I graduated from college, and one of the places I went to was in Italy. And we went on this tour where this tour guide was telling us at the beginning, and by the end of this, tour, you're gonna know how to correctly pronounce Civitavecchia. So she kept repeating
Hmm.
it throughout the time, Civitavecchia. And now here I am, years later, still pronouncing Civitavecchia.
It worked. So
Really worked.
did you ever use that story like Joey did in Friends and be like, after college I was backpacking across Western Europe and that was your
It
like
was Western Europe, but no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
no?
I would just say Civitavecchia, but it didn't have the same effect that you would imagine it did.
I like that little Daniel tidbit. Oh wait, what am I answering? Am I answering a question?
Oh, yes.
Oh
How
wait,
does
oh where did he
Tommy
get
DeVito
whacked?
get whacked?
I'm guessing he's going to be in his like office area and then
Hmm.
the people who whack him are going to just bust in and they have like a sack and they're going to get him in the sack and they're going to put like bricks in the sack and they're going to tie it up and they're going to throw him over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Put cement shoes on his feet,
Where's Tommy? Oh, he's swimming with the fishes now. He's
swimming with the fishes. So that's where they get that term from.
yeah.
So just for fun, why? Why did he get whacked?
He knew that they were undercover, but then like oh, because now I'm thinking about a plot twist. Mm-hmm.
Do
Okay, so
tell.
so he knew that they were informants, okay? And
Mm,
so the Goodfellas whacked
Goodfellas.
him. Now he's swimming with the fishes because even though they're working with the cops, they actually are still in the mafia, but they're
Mm,
luring the cops to them to have a big like to get rid of especially this head detective who's really in on it and they want him gone and out of the picture and then they're gonna yeah so it's like a ooh are they actually working with the cops or are they not and then you find out later like oh no they weren't they were actually still like working with the Don and they were all in on it except for Tommy DeVito he didn't know because he was a rookie so I thought he was gonna
so
turn him
he's the
into
good fella. So Goodfellas turned to one good fella,
yeah,
or
he was
no?
actually a true good fella, I think. I'm getting confused on my right. I'm getting confused with like my rights and wrongs and like what's good and what's bad now. Okay.
Yeah, because are the cops corrupt as well? Like they could be. So maybe
Oh,
the mobsters are the
exactly.
good guys.
I know. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, wait, who are the good guys in this movie? Whoever
You're
you're rooting
confused.
for in your heart.
You're confusing yourself with your own storyline. This movie is based off of a book called what?
Nice guys.
you, you a nice guy. That's where you pinch their cheek and then kiss them on the other side of the cheek. You a nice guy. Mwah.
Yeah, what's another term for that? Oh, that's also like a good fella. There you go. See, that's why
Nice guy
that's
because
why
you're a
they
good fella.
good fella. Yeah.
How is Tommy funny? Funny how?
Oh yeah. Oh, the way he talks. I think that's Joe
So he's funny
Pesci.
because of the way he talks. Okay. So he
Yeah,
so he talks funny.
I think it's because his voice, right? I
High
think it's
pitch.
well, it's Joe Pesci says this line. I want my funny. Yeah, it's Joe Pesci does it.
Tommy's funny because he's played by Joe Pesci. Is it because he has a high pitched voice?
It's either the way he says something or the high pitched voice, or he says something and they're laughing, and then he says, "Why is it funny?" It's something to do with Joe Pesci. It is something to do with what he said or how he said something.
Yes, but I'm asking you specifically to answer what that is.
Okay, so I don't have to think about what he said. I'm going to say because he has a high pitched voice. I don't want to come up with
Easy
anything.
enough. See, you a wise guy. When Henry comes to Karen's door to take her out on date number 2, what does she make him do?
Meet her parents.
Okay.
They open the door and then she's like, big surprise. And he's like kind of caught off guard because he's like, this is only our second date. And then, but she's like, close with her family and they're a big family and they all probably live together. And they are some freaking
That's
massive
incredibly racist.
stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's gonna make him meet her parents right away.
In a surprise introduction.
Yes, he
Is he in a
doesn't know.
stable condition to meet them?
A stable condition.
Yeah, like is he like perfectly fine? Is he showing up drunk? Is he like, hey,
No,
send the parents are there? It's like an awkward situation, or is it go super nice and they just love him and he wins them over?
I think that he's not drunk because he's showing up for their second date. I would hope he's not drunk because there's no third date after that. I don't think if
Who's
he's
to
just gonna
say that there's a
show
third
up
date?
drunk. I'm rooting for their romance right now. Okay, I'm already like, please. Yeah. And then he's a little caught off guard and like scared by that because obviously
Who
typical,
wouldn't be, right? Yeah, typical
right?
dude. Come on, better go swim with the fishes. What does Jimmy Conway love to do?
He loves to play chess in the park with random elderly people because it brings him joy and it brings joy to old people, and that's his good fella move. It makes him a real nice guy, and it makes him feel like good about himself because of all the bad stuff that he does during the week when he's murdering people. So he likes to be like, hey, I'm a nice guy, go play with the old people. And then he's like has like he befriends like a couple of them, and and then he's also kind of like working them because they know the word on the street because they're always sitting there playing their friggin' chess by like these mafia places, and then there's people walking by and no one suspects the elderly little innocent elderly chess players. So you think he's just playing chess with them, the goodness of his own heart, but
But he's
really
playing them.
he's getting inside information from these old, yeah.
Checkmate. Which Rolling Stone song is used on the soundtrack?
I can't get no satisfaction.
Makes
That one.
sense. What just for a bonus, what scene would that be playing against? Is somebody fornicating with a female?
Oh, that's not a good song to be playing. During that, I can't get no satisfaction.
It's sadly true for some people.
Wah, wah.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Bat.
wait, I'm trying,
Okay.
wait, one sec, one sec. I'm trying to think what song would be playing if there was a fornication by the Rolling Stones. Sympathy for the Devil. Ooh, wait, maybe Sympathy for the Devil's in the movie. Changing it. Sympathy for the Devil.
Change it.
Please allow me to introduce myself. Is that the
Mhm.
song? Is that Sympathy for the
And he's
Devil?
doing that when he's walking into like a mafia scene or something, ready to destroy and start killing people.
It's right after he killed some people. And
Mm.
he's just like, wiping his hands off. Oh man, could you imagine that in the scene? Like right when he like kills people in these really like horrific ways, and then like all of a sudden that song starts, and it starts with that like that screaming at the beginning, that and that's how it starts. I don't know if you heard that, my mic picked it up, but and then he walks away, and then he's wiping all the blood off his hands and like puts on those shades and like, please allow me to introduce myself. Oh god damn, let's write it. Let's write a movie.
What does he do with that rag with the blood? You can't throw it to the side because that's evidence.
Eats it.
Hope he doesn't choke on it. Damn. Or maybe that's how he dies.
I mean, it would be pretty badass if he did just toss it. Like that would be the
Yeah.
badass thing to do. Like he doesn't give, like it's whatever. Just who cares?
Bats tells Tommy to go home and gets what? What makes him so angry?
Did he come there and forget something? And that so now the dude's now Bats is angry and says,
He
"Go
tells
get."
something to Tommy to go home and get something, and it makes Tommy angry.
He has to go home and get a whole bunch of bricks from his garden to put into the bag to tie it up. And he doesn't want to go. I mean, he doesn't want to do it because
Why?
he's like,
It's gonna ruin
well,
his
because first of
garden?
all, well, yes, it's gonna ruin his garden, and it's heavy AF. And it's like he's like, you gotta go be a man, go get the bricks. And then he's like, oh, what is heavy? I don't want to carry it. It's gonna want to go to break back. I'm getting old. Bats, come on now. And but he goes and does it because he has to, or else he'll get whooped.
I like how you're slipping right into your Cher Moonstruck accent.
Snap out of it. You're a wolf.
So you ready to get whacked and watch this movie?
Yeah, yeah. Please allow me to introduce
Introduce
myself. Oh,
myself.
yeah.
You're funny.
What do you mean?
You're funny.
Like, what is it? Is it the way I talk? Like, what is it? Do I
Yeah,
amuse
you look
you or?
funny. Yeah, you look funny. We're back from the Goodfellas. You feel a
Yep.
little Italian?
Oh, I always feel a little bit of a. We did a lot of Italian stuff when we recorded. We were doing accents, swimming with the fishes. It's coming back to me now.
We were.
We
It
gotta
was
get
a
our
little
hands.
derogatory. Some of it was a little derogatory, maybe, but we didn't mean it though. So if we don't mean it, then it doesn't count.
For me, it's not derogatory. It's like I appreciate it. You know how bad I want to go to Italy? You know how bad I want Italian ancestry in my blood? I appreciate it.
Just because you eat at Olive Garden doesn't mean you have ancestry in you.
Yes. The breadsticks dipped in Alfredo sauce.
I've
Great.
never gotten the Alfredo there one time. I usually do the soup and salad.
That's what
Soup
I
and salad
do.
is good. Yeah, soup and salad is good. But the Alfredo is
But
like a pasta meal.
no, I order a side of Alfredo sauce.
All right, you ready to get into the
All right,
questions of Goodfellas?
I am.
What was the movie about?
The movie is about what's his name? Henry is Ray Liotta's character, and it's basically his childhood and his whole lifespan being in the mob. Essentially what
Yes.
it is. And then I mean, like as you can imagine, things aren't great.
Hmm. So
It's
pretty
good.
accurate to what you guessed, because it's a mafia movie about somebody trying to come up and make a name for themselves. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean, that's what they're
Yeah,
all about, pretty much. Yeah.
that's every single mafia movie to some regard. Scarface, all over again.
Never seen it.
Maybe that's the next episode. No, it's not. We have something else for you. All right.
Mhm.
Who are the two biggest actors in it? You actually guessed two that were correct, but not the two that I was thinking. Well, one of them was not the one I was thinking of. Go ahead.
Well, I said Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci I knew were in it, and then I said it's either Robert De Niro or Al Pacino, and I picked Al Pacino, but it's really Robert De Niro.
Correct. So you were almost right, but not right. How does Tommy DeVito get whacked?
That's Joe Pesci, right? There's so many names in this movie, I get like lost. And there's also a lot of Maries in this movie, and if it's foreshadowing what my life is supposed to be, I'm supposed to be like a mob wife, apparently, because every mob wife is named Marie in this movie.
Yes.
Okay, Tommy DeVito gets whacked as he's being made, gets shot in the head from the back of the head, and then they shoot him in the face so that his mother can give him an open casket.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Gets killed with his brother. This movie is based off a book called what?
I am guessing.
Probably won't
Okay, I
know.
didn't look it up. Is it Wise Guys?
It's Wise Guy. Yeah,
I just put that together in my mind while watching it. I didn't even look
you
it
did.
up. From the moment they said Wise Guys in the movie, I'm like, I bet that's what the book was called. And I was
It
right.
is. Because it's pretty obvious at that point. Like, Wise Guy sounds like so Italian, so mafia, and I'm choking on walnuts.
Daniel's choking on
Choking
nuts
on
again,
nuts.
guys.
That's not the first time we've said that on the show. Okay. How is Tommy funny? Funny how?
He said how he's telling the story.
My clown, am I here to amuse you?
He says it's funny the way you're telling a story. It's funny.
There's the scene. That's what we wanted.
Whole scene. We know the
Playing
scene.
like a clown. Yeah. Which is a great scene. When Henry comes to Karen's door to take her out on date 2, what does she make him do?
I said meet her parents, and you know what? I
That's pretty
kind of wasn't
close, but
wrong.
yes, but that's not necessarily what she made him do.
She made him cover up his cross and his necklace because she didn't
Mhm.
want her Jewish mother to see.
Yep, because he was supposed to be half Jewish. What does Jimmy Conway love to do?
Deal.
Yes, he does.
This movie's so
And they
fresh
did.
in my mind.
Good. Which Rolling Stones song is on the soundtrack?
Give Me Shelter,
Correct.
but also there's a song Monkey Man by them in it
True.
later.
That's not the one I referenced, did it? That's not the one I
No,
wrote the answer for. Bat tells Tommy to go home and get what? What makes him so angry?
to go get his shoe shine box.
Shine box. That's what ends up getting him. Little fun fact: that actor was in The Sopranos. And you see his head get crushed by a tire. Spoiler alert.
I mean, this guy gets it bad in lots of things. And you know what? I just feel if there's like anything to do with like the mob or the mafia in Hollywood, a lot of the same actors are recycled. Like a lot.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
Especially
Stereotype.
Mafia one. It seemed like there was only like 10 Italian actors, just period, in Hollywood in
Hmm.
general for these, because
Hmm.
you see them in Casino, which you've never seen. You
Hmm.
see them here in Goodfellas, which you just barely saw,
Hmm.
and then you see them in Wise Guys. Made that up.
That's on the chaos. I'm like that.
There's probably a movie called Wise Guys though, somewhere. There has to be. And I really hope it's a horror like comedy.
I think you should write it if there isn't.
That's it for the question. So are you gonna play it back? Or are you gonna rage quit it?
Here's my thoughts on Goodfellas. I have some notes. First of all, I love how Martin Scorsese,
Yes.
I love how he does like so much like freeze frame shots in his movies. Oh, where it's just like freezing that moment. So you look at a picture and there's all like the narration and stuff. This is done. in other movies he's done. And I love how he has these like long drawn not long, but he has these drawn out scenes where it's like telling a story in just one scene. Like when he's introducing like all the mob people, it's just like Henry walking through the restaurant and explaining everybody, and then he's walking through a kitchen and it shows like how like popular he is with the kitchen staff. And there's all these different scenes where he says so much in such a little scene, in just like one scene. And you don't need to tell a story. It's just there for you. And he does it that way. And I love that. Okay. Um,
Good. I love that. I love that you love that.
that's one note. Uh, I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack was so good. And it has Phil Spector Christmas in it, which is my favorite Christmas album ever. There's so much Phil Spector and like crystals and Ronettes and everything in this movie. And I was just like, one of my notes is Samuel L. Jackson! Exclamation marks. I
What?
didn't know. I didn't know he was
What?
in it. My eyes were like, whoa, when I was watching it.
Yeah. He's in every great movie.
Yeah,
And
I
even
just
bad
wasn't
movies.
expecting.
He's in every movie.
I know. One of my notes is she should have left him while he was in jail. But what could I do? I was attracted to him. It doesn't matter if he cheats on me. It doesn't matter if he does blow. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm attracted to him. Ladies, it doesn't matter what your husband does. If you're attracted to him, you stay.
Hmm.
That's so funny. Hey, but I'm attracted to him. Okay, that's enough to hold a marriage together,
That's
peeps.
what my grandma used to say.
Well, are you attracted to them? It's forever.
It's forever. Forever, ever.
Okay, Joe Pesci in this movie is incredible. I
Hmm.
It's
Best
like
part of the
you
movie.
love it is. You love him and then you love to hate him. And I love how in the movie, like the development of the whole like mob group, how in the beginning of the movie they're all like laughing hysterically at his stories, like, why am I funny? Like they're all laughing hysterically with like such like promise and like, oh, it's so funny. And then later there's another scene where he's telling a story and they're all like, huh, yeah, like all tired and like all like uncomfortable around him, just like whatever, and they all think he's a joke now. And I just liked that contrast from then to then. And you see how they feel now, you know? And another note was, oh, how is Joe Pesci in this movie and then in Home Alone? Like, how are you like how are you in a kids movie and how are you in a mom movie? And also Ray Liotta, the first movie I ever saw him in was Karina, which is essentially like a family movie. And I'm just like, how are these the same people? And okay, so I'm watching the movie and I'm just like, wow, Blow got so much inspo from this movie. Like I was like, there's so much like inspiration from this movie in the movie Blow, which is I love that movie so much. Oh my God. And then I was like, God damn it. It's like, and like The Departed, obviously it's Martin Scorsese as well, right? I was like Ray Liotta and like Leonardo DiCaprio, they like say things the same, they're like acting the same a lot of time. And I was just like, you just felt the inspiration in newer movies from this movie, like a lot.
Yes, Goodfellas was like a big pioneer movie for a lot of gangster movies, and it's considered definitely one of Scorsese's best.
Okay, I also liked at the end of the movie how he's in witness protection program and he was like complaining like, oh, now I gotta wait and live out all my life and like all this stuff and like so then it's the question is, what do you feel is being free, or like what constitutes living? Like how do you feel alive and free? Because now he's like free, but he's stuck in witness protection program and he's paying taxes. Like,
Wait,
well, you
wait,
I
wait.
when
What?
I don't know if he'd be paying taxes, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like he was
yeah.
in the mob and he was doing whatever the F he wanted. And of course it was illegal. I don't condone mob stuff, okay? What I learned from all these mob movies and movies like this is the mob being in the mob and doing cocaine never ends well. All right? Just don't do it.
No, just do one or the other, then it ends well.
Yeah, I mean, but the two together, nah.
No.
Um, but you know what I mean? It's just like he felt more free and alive doing stuff like that, even though it was a terrible lifestyle. But now he's living a normal lifestyle and he doesn't feel free or alive. What's freedom? What's life? You know what I mean? Is it like doing stuff you like but not giving an F, or is it just like
Yes.
living a normal life?
No. First one. That's the message we try to give to our viewers. Don't give an F and do whatever the hell you want. That's the life in Nas.
Okay. Oh, so am I going to play this back? I think it was
Rage quit or play it back.
well, it was extremely long, unnecessarily long. I was like,
Scorsese.
I legit felt like I watched Ray Liotta's character Henry's whole life. Like you know, it's like
Mhm.
I am watching a life. And it's the first two thirds are very different vibe than the last third. Like it's just like feels like totally different movies. And I like it. It's well done, but I'm not gonna rush to rewatch it because I'm like, I watched this dude's whole life. I don't see a point in like going back and like watching it again. But it's not a bad movie. It's just I don't know when I'm gonna watch again. I'll watch Blow instead. And those different. It's not the mob, but I like Blow better.
Doesn't have Joe Pesci in it.
You know what? But it has Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
say
that's
no
the
to
same as Joe Pesci. Yeah, see that? Do you guys now see why we have the show? Because you're trying to compare Penelope Cruz and Johnny Depp to Joe Pesci. Forget about it. No, I know. I like Blow too. I like Blow too.
Well, now you got to tell me some facts, or you got to tell me some stuff. Now it's
Let's see.
Daniel turn.
This is regarded as one of Martin Scorsese's best movies. This is one of those movies that he perfected in the sense of the genre where he came back with a movie called Casino, which is very similar. That also has Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci in it. They
Mm-hmm.
play different characters, of course, in it, but it feels kind of like a not really like a sequel, but it's different, but it's kind of like in the same ballpark. But Scorsese kind of refuses now to do more mafia movies. You feel like he kind of did that. The last one being The Departed. I love the movie. I don't go back to it a ton, but I do go back just to appreciate the filmmaking. I appreciate De Niro and especially Joe Pesci. I think this is one of
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's best acting performances. So just for the sake of that, Ray Liotta's good in it. The others are way better. That's just what it is.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's good in it, but I just felt it was kind of like even though he got like all into like coke and stuff and he's all strung out, he's kind of felt like one note. It just there was
Mm-hmm.
nothing really about him, and I didn't like him. Like I never liked him once in this movie. I just didn't. I was like, eh. Like, no one really was like, oh man. Well, so Joe Pesci, I love his character, but I mean, he was insane. But um, I don't know. Yeah, Ray Liotta was a little. He was good though. Yeah, he was good, but he just a little. Pick it up a
What's that?
notch.
Take it up a notch. If he would have had like a different actor, like a let's say a Leonardo
Hmm.
DiCaprio was casted in this, he would have done better. It would have elevated a little bit, a little bit better. So it really just depends. Ray Liotta's a pretty good actor, you know. Not pooping on him at all. De Niro and Pesci are just on a different weight class when it comes to acting, and they just stole it.
Yeah, you know what though? I don't know. The Robert De Niro in it is good, but I found like he was not like the star in it. Like I felt like
No,
Joe Pesci and
stole
Ray
it.
Liotta like stood out more than I think Robert De Niro even. Robert De Niro was good, but maybe because he was in it less, I don't know. But I was just like, oh, he's kind of like taking a backseat here in this movie. He doesn't like, he isn't like the main focus, which I was like, oh, not used to when I see him in a movie.
Glad you watched Goodfellas. We have a hell of a movie for you for this next one, but I'm not going to tell you yet. The audience can see what that is, but it's going to be. I'm excited for this one. It's a doozy. And when I say doozy, you're going to watch them be blown away. Your socks are literally going to be peeled off of your feet. You're going to be
Oh my
like,
gosh.
your feet are going to be sitting up. And it's almost like somebody just peeled them off.
Thank you for watching another episode of Marie Plays It All. Today's episode was Late to the Game with my co host, Lieutenant Dan.
I like how you still said that outro with an Italian accent.
Didn't?
Slightly. It came out.
No. It's in my
Yes.
blood now. No one knows I've been dipping some breadsticks in between all these cuts. It's me eating breadsticks and Alfredo sauce. I got it right there. Now I got it in my blood. Now it's just coming out all natural. All natural. What? Okay.
Little fun fact, Marie always eats Alfredo sauce in between the recordings.
I do. And
Always.
Daniel always is choking on nuts.
Also at the podcast. I mean, you got to get up one way in this world, right?
Dipping sticks and choking on nuts. I get it. You can catch more of our content on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start, where you can like and subscribe and follow and share and comment and all that, please. And you can
Comment,
follow,
comment, because enough of you
comment,
don't comment. You guys don't like
comment.
talking to us. Talk to us. Don't be
Yeah.
intimidated.
What, do I not fucking amuse you?
Enough for you to watch, but not enough for you to comment.
Please comment. We want to talk. You can follow us on Instagram or Twitter, Instagram and Twitter, or both. Instagram and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. And you can follow me on Instagram at Marie Plays It All. Maybe someday on Twitter, Marie Plays It All. We'll see.
No,
Oh, and you
it's
can
not
listen
gonna
to us
happen.
anywhere you listen to your podcast. Remember that one this time.
Finally, what about YouTube? You didn't mention that one.
That was the first thing I said.
She
Remember
did
I
not
said
say
like
it.
and comment. Remember I said like and
She said
comment. And then
none of that. None of it.
where can we follow you, Lieutenant Diane?
You can follow me, King_Sangre.
And never stop playing and never stop shoving your face with breadsticks. Never stop choking on nuts. Never stop dipping those sticks. And never stop. What do you want to say?
Never stop stopping. You know why? Because nuts, once, I'm literally almost choking on one right now just for the joke. Threw it back on my throat and it got caught in the back and it hit that little dangly thing.
Daniel's gonna die just like while we're recording, and then he'll be swimming with the fishes.
So tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I liked it, but I'm not rushing to rewatch it.
Come on in. He's on down. He's on down the road.